what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast.
Yes.
We are your hosts. This is episode 156. I'm Noah the Baghdadi.
It's G4 Sergeant in the building, baby.
It's your girl Moeezy.
It's the Prince. What's up?
And we're joined by a special guest today. We've got the one and only
July.
There we go. Do we do round of applause or?
Back to the back.
No,
episode.
thank you for having me. Thank you for having
man.
me.
How you going
thank you for
today,
jumping
bro?
on, man.
So,
I said, how you going today?
today,
Real quick,
It's
look, can I just
amazing.
laugh? Because you guys called up for a good 20 minutes
Yeah,
before.
I
And I was asking, how you doing today?
As if he doesn't
We
already
already had an
know.
episode, alright?
after this cast gonna be end scene.
Okay, well now,
We know how
floor's
to act. We
yours.
know how to act.
Yeah, today has been really good. I feel blessed. I feel great. The sun is shining. We're good. Good weather. Good
The
weather.
sun came out
Last
of
2
nowhere.
days, Melbourne's been nice. The weather.
I like it very much.
Yeah, yesterday, unreal.
Yeah, have you realized that like the nights have been warm?
Yes.
A little bit. There was a
Yes.
day like
Yes.
about
There
2 or
was.
3 days ago. I walked
Yeah.
outside and I was like, oh, it's actually kind of like,
kinda
it's
nice.
kind of warm right now.
I was like, I'm gonna stay outside for a bit.
Yeah, you're right.
I have to ask some real quick. Where'd you get the name Julai from?
Good question. Actually, my middle name. So obviously, you know me as Christian
Yeah.
because we were in primary school together.
Yeah.
But Julai came from my middle name. My middle name is Julai, which is July in Samoan.
Oh, okay.
And then my mum was like, so I was just going by July for a while because I used to dance in the West Side, and there was 3 Christians, so it was like, let's go by a nickname. So then I chose July, and then my mum was like, oh, for also copyright reasons, it's really hard to I don't know what it's called, but like, there's so many brands named July, so it's hard to claim it,
Yeah.
claim the
Yeah.
name. So then my mum was like, why don't you just go half the English translation
sprinkle the rest on
the
it.
Samoan translation.
Yeah.
So it's about
Yes.
Julai.
That's the.
So it's half the
Right.
English and half the Samoan.
Yeah,
version.
yeah.
You get a lot of people going Julai.
Soft spot
No,
right
I'll be
there.
honest, like some people are like Julia.
Julia. Hey, I can see how the dyslexics might.
I was dyslexic.
Yeah. I might mix all them letters and yeah, Julia.
No, honestly, like before that, it was like I just spelled it July, like
Yeah.
July,
Yeah.
and then like like if I went to get coffee or something, Julie, I'm like fuck.
Julie.
Like, do you go like June, Julie? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw you like a couple of months on the train, I didn't know how to say July. So I said, yeah, Christian.
fraud. You fraud. Nah.
Because I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
Nah, yeah, you're
You know
right.
what I mean?
Nah, it's
yeah,
so
'cause
fine.
I was 100% sure. I'm like, nah, I just got Christian.
No, it's all good.
That's let me
I
play it
think-
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me play
Yeah.
safe.
Legit.
I think July is like a. Oh, sorry. to
No,
interrupt.
good.
I was gonna say. I think July is a very different name. Like, not many people call it July. So,
Do you
Yeah.
still go by Christian, or like do people still call you?
I
regularly?
think Christian is like my inner child, like my spirit inner child. But like my family, I'm fine. Like my family call me Chris,
Yeah.
but to everyone else, I go by July. Yeah.
I could tell that people don't call you Christian. When I called you Christian, you're like, wait, who's that?
Yeah. I don't even answer anymore. I'm just like, but July, I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah. So you were in primary school together, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up with this primary school episode doing? Huh? Me and Davina.
Oh, you are so right.
Yeah. What's happening here?
Davina, last episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we
I
were
love
best
that.
friends in primary school. Wow.
We were.
Damn,
It was like
were.
it was 4 of us. Like Carlos and I were like 2 of the members of our
Yeah.
What, of the gang?
and like Carlos and I were the dancers. So
No way. Oh,
no,
Carlton, tell us this.
Because he has 0 dance moves right now. Yo, wait.
I lost it, baby.
Tell him, bro. I had the moves.
No, I'm
bro.
telling you, it was like friendly competition.
I can't see that. I can't
But that's
picture
how I
it.
used to, back in the days. It's like,
Popping and locking.
Yeah.
I swear, like we did like a primary school concert. And it was
Yeah,
like
we
you,
did
me,
concert.
and
No way.
was it Oshin?
yes, yeah.
It was us, and I was like feeling like
Surely
I
there's a
was
video of this
into it.
somewhere.
yeah. He was such a G. Like he was like.
Nah. Nah,
babes.
hold on, wait. This is killing me right now.
I'm telling you.
Is there
right
footage
now.
of this? I
Yeah,
need
I
to
need
see.
to
it.
No, there is, but
Don't
I
tell
don't
'em.
know. I don't
So
know
there
where it
is.
is. If you have the
Has
footage,
to be somewhere.
show up.
Yeah.
Oshin.
Bring the footage out. Come on.
Bad days, man.
No.
Damn.
That was good days.
That was honestly a moment.
What was
Yeah.
the last time you guys saw each other? Okay, now we're just talking primary school stuff. What was the last time you guys saw each other before when you saw each other a couple months ago? Like, was it primary school and then that?
Oh, I think you were working at the cinema in Dandenong.
Yeah, wow, that would have been.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Yeah, I really believe like things happen for a reason because like now I'm here and I met you on a train like literally a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I think prior to that, you weren't even at the bank yet.
Nah.
Sorry, I hope you don't mind me. Yeah, like putting your business out there. Bank in Cambridge.
The cinema, the bank.
They got his whole LinkedIn profile.
So
now.
if you need financial advice.
Oh, man.
No, but yeah,
Yeah.
I goes to cinema in Dandenong. I think that's where you were working. right?
Yes. Damn,
Yeah.
that was a long.
It was a while ago.
What's that like? Like, I mean, me and Davina kind of had this moment on that, but like, knowing someone at one particular phase or stage and then seeing them at another, like, what does that in between look like and filling in those gaps?
I'm gonna let you answer that first.
I was literally gonna say you. Okay, I'll start off. In a way, it feels
Maybe talking
like,
to your mic, bro.
Like you've done 155 of these or something.
156 now. Wow. No, in a way, it feels like nothing's changed. Obviously, you still have that same personality. You know what I mean? You're still the dancer. Yeah, to be honest, it feels like you're the same guy. You know, it doesn't feel like much has changed.
Yeah.
This guy's call's changed.
Oh, too much. Nah. I'm joking.
I don't
Nah.
dance anymore, so
No, I actually feel like Carlos you've always had such a like an energetic energy about you. In primary school, I think I was closest to you actually more than the others, but I think you've just been an amazing person in general. Every time I've seen Carlos, like it's been good energy.
Oh, he's all right, lad. He
Yeah.
goes all right, yeah?
Props to you. Like I really appreciate it because I feel like you've never like shifted or anything.
yeah.
But yeah, every time I've seen you, you've just been great. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
His head is growing.
Huh?
He's growing.
He needs it.
Honestly, I'll be honest though, like bank, I was like, shit. Oh, sorry. Where are we like curse? Nah. No. When you said bank, I was like, damn, I didn't know like that's like a
That you
field
could count.
Because I was telling Carlos outside 20 minutes before this.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought you were gonna do dancing because
Yeah.
No,
He was like
he was dancing like that.
No, I'm telling
was
you,
that
he was a
good?
dancer. He was like moonwalking around. I remember this like vivid memory, like in the bathrooms, we were all like dancing in front of the mirror.
Bro, hey, the expression's amazing right now. This is the question. Was Carlos a good dancer or was he black? Nah, straight up question. Straight up.
No comment.
You know the ones where like I wasn't a crazy dancer, but I was also just black.
No, but I'm telling you straight up, like he was crazy dancer.
Oh my
That's how I used to
days.
get my girls back in the day.
No, for real though.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not even
honestly
kidding.
Nah, you're actually
my
too much.
go-to move, bro. Man wasn't funny. Nothing, bro.
Just hit him with a moonwalk.
When the conversation's dead with the girl, and Carl's like, yeah. She's like, no.
No, like dead ass.
Oh my gosh.
proper
Do you currently like dance? What are you up to these days?
So right now I still do dance. Not prominently, but I'm more doing music now, so that's kind of the vibe. Oh, actually, what the hell? I'm such a liar.
I'm a liar.
Besides the music, I'm actually a part of a Vogue house. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say Vogue. Ballroom house. Ballroom is the culture. But I Vogue, like the dance style is Vogue Femme. So you've probably seen it, like when you know, dip with the leg up.
Oh yes.
Yo, okay,
Yes,
that right
yes.
there looks mad painful.
I'll be honest, my knees are messed up right now.
I can imagine.
I see the head nod of confirmation.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Nicole's with me right now.
Shout out Nicole.
She understands the pain. It's a bit messed up. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez.
Dang, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I've seen that, and I called it a death drop, but I think those are completely different.
I think Death Shop is like the
Yeah.
colonized. Like it's what the white queer people like took from ballroom, because ballroom is created by black and Latinx
When you say
trans
boring,
and
you
queer
mean
people.
ballroom, or is this a different
Oh,
phrase, ballroom?
Yeah, so there's ballroom, obviously like ballroom,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
ballroom is the culture that voguing comes from. Yeah.
That's mad interesting.
Yeah, like a little bit of history. Ballroom is actually a culture that was created by black and Latinx trans people in the 1940s to 1960s. 1960s is more the like where it was solidified, but 1940s is when it happened, and where it came from was actually like pageants, like drag.
Yeah.
Like drag, like yeah. So it started off as like kind of like a drag platform, and then made its way into more of the dance style. Shout out Crystal LaBeija. legend in our culture. She created she's a part of like the pioneering of the ballroom scene. And pretty much it was a space that was created for POCs and black, trans and queer people to kind of express themselves, because back in the scenes it was still very whitewashed and the beauty standards were very white. Like it was very biased towards the white beauty standards. So queer and trans black and Latinx people created this platform, this world for us to kind of express ourselves and empower ourselves too.
Where was that? Was that like New York or?
Yeah, New York and I believe Harlem. Yeah, Harlem.
Is New York just the center of the world in everything, or what?
Really is.
At this point, it is.
Yeah.
Like almost in everything.
It's
Yeah.
just such a melting pot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything and everyone is there.
Well, if you think about it, also like I believe even house music was created by black queer men in I believe Harlem, New York as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Fam, what
So
the
like
heck
a
is
lot
in
of
the water?
stuff- yeah.
What are they?
At this point,
What are
first
they
of all,
drinking over there?
Send us a bottle. Send us a bottle of that water. I think like I don't know if you know of her, but like Azealia Banks.
Yeah.
She's a big like her music is a great representation of like Harlem, New York, because that's where she's from as well. And a big part of her influence is I believe it's the ballroom scene.
He's like, I'm gonna claim
like
it,
the
even if
house
it's
that-
not. It is now.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
And I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I love you, Azealia. But yeah.
Just also real quick, because obviously you started off as dancing, and what was that transition like going from dancing to music, and why music?
Oh, crazy. Dancing, you obviously know, like in high school, in primary school, I was like dancing constantly. But the transition was pretty smooth. I think like a lot of the elements in dancing actually complements music a lot, especially like because
Yeah, for sure.
I would say like I would describe my music to be more melodic rap. And I think like the elements in melodic rapping and just rapping in general is very like cohesive with the dance style that I did. I did open, choreo. So yeah, the transitions be really good.
It definitely does have to like it matches because
Yeah.
with the high energy of a lot of songs and stuff, you can't. You need to dance as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Gotta stand there, be like,
yeah, it just
Yeah,
doesn't match
sure.
with just being still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like I think like the number one element of both is musicality. So because I was a dancer, it made it really easy for me to kind of write to what like
What you wanna do.
dancers would use
Yeah,
in their
facts.
sets.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so it's actually really easy. Like a lot of my melodies and my lyrics actually complement dancers because that's the world that I came from. So yeah.
And how was that like? So was that like I want to do music, but I need to learn how to do this in order for me to do it, or was it more of like this is something that I'm good at, so I'm gonna do it?
Yeah, honestly, my brothers do music, so
Your brothers are pretty good, man.
yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy. They're very musically.
What kind of music?
Oh, they do R&B, alternative R&B, and rap as well.
Yeah,
Melodic
okay,
rap
yeah,
as well.
Older, younger?
Older and younger. There's like 6 of us.
Goodness
Wow. Big
gracious.
family.
Babes, it's
All boys?
Polynesian. It's giving like.
It's got a family.
Is that your van? Like, yeah, that is our van. Yeah, 5 boys, 1 girl.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. Shout out family, I love yous. Yeah.
That's what's up, low key there.
Yeah, you know the vibes.
Nice.
That kind of like army vibes, man. Like,
No, honestly,
You know what I mean?
I literally like. I think that's why like I had a really good upbringing because I was just protected by them so
well
much.
supporting that around, yeah.
Like no one messed with me
Yeah.
because get the nails. no one messed with me because my brothers were Islander and my brothers are like
Yeah.
little stocky like men,
yeah.
and I'm like here like
just chilling.
Don't touch.
good afternoon. Nah. No, yeah. Sorry. What was the question again?
Because in terms of like, do you feel you have to learn
Learn music.
this thing in order to pair it with this
yeah.
thing, like, or is it just it happens? Yeah.
It was actually really crazy. Like, I think dancing definitely helped, but my brothers are very musically talented, and they were like the biggest critics for me. And yeah, I kind of picked up this. I picked up this passion project during COVID, the first lockdown, And
Damn, the fact that we say the first,
I know. It's
That's
been
how we know
many.
we had a
Babes.
lot.
it's been a ride. Yeah.
It's been a challenge. No, but yeah, it was the first lockdown, and I stay in the garage, so it's cold. No, it's very cold out there. No, I stay in the garage, and obviously during lockdown you're stuck with your family the whole time. So I was like, okay, maybe a way that we can connect is through music. So I just picked up the mic and just try out. They were really tough on me though, because they're very critical when it comes to music, and yeah, I think that's why I think I'm at the stage where I'm at right now, because they're just tough on me in the best way possible. Yeah.
Like, okay, so you said it's mostly melodic rap. Is that because that's the sound of the scene that you're in, or the subculture, or is that just because you prefer making rap music?
Good question.
Could you know?
I think melodic rap because I can hold a note.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay.
I can't sing like
Right,
I'm not
right.
like a singer, but I can hold a note.
You did White Sunday, didn't you? As a kid?
Bro, I actually want to ask these
I'm
guys.
not gonna lie, I was in Holy Family primary
primary
the
school?
church, Holy Family church.
Oh, okay.
I was singing my lungs out. First of all, if you're Samoan, you're probably singing in the choir.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely the case.
Yeah.
I think like Samoan culture is very musically influenced, but yeah, melodic rap because I kind of sing a little bit. Like there's a lot of melodies in my rap. Like I'm not just like rapping. It's kind of singing as well in it.
How did you know you're ready to show the world your music?
Oh, that's crazy. Honestly, I've been doing music like in the low key collectively right now, like probably 5 years, but only released this year. And the first track that I released like literally in July was no pun
Marketing strategy.
no, honestly, July. In July was a song that I made last year. So I really
That's the only release song at the moment, yeah?
yeah, only released song. I really waited.
Daniel won't stop singing it.
What is
I'm not kidding.
Are you lying?
No,
Like, actually, if you tell him to sing it right now, he might actually just do it.
What is your favorite lyric? Go.
Right. Is the hook or the chorus? That one mad catchy, bro. Mad catchy. Yeah.
You know what? Shout out Daniel. Shout out Daniel right there. Ally right there.
If you ever had a concert, like your own concert, and you need to
I'm gonna
find
give the
someone
mic
to
to
dance,
Someone that you can trust, huh?
I'll be like, everybody, wait, Daniel.
and Carlos will dance in the background.
Carlos will be there like doing the
Yo, the duo is mad right now. Yo.
Bro, you got your whole choir right there.
No, we said. We'll find some of the old crew as well. We'll bring them back too.
She'd come back.
Wait, do you know Oshin?
We went high school with him, right? We went high school. He went to our high school. Yeah.
Oh, you went St. John's.
I went St. John's as well.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out Oshin. Shout out
Guy,
Oshin.
man.
I was gonna ask though, because you mentioned about like family's mad supportive, Polynesian background, growing
Yeah.
up in like the White Sundays watch. How? Just because we know like a lot of like I guess Islander background is a lot like church oriented and like Christian or Catholic and things like that. When it comes to you now, venturing down your path or like your own identity, how was that support like founded, or like was there any like struggle in like I guess expressing yourself based on like that kind of a background or that kind of like a childhood, you know? What I mean?
Right. I think like I was honestly in saying that I was really blessed with a very supportive family, especially my mom. She's very I guess the only word I can really use right now is like she has a Western mindset.
We know what you mean with that, yeah.
Yeah, she has a Western mindset, but she's also very cultural as well. My dad, I didn't really grow up with my dad, but he I like not to get too deep in it, but I think he obviously grew up with a bit of like homophobic conflicts like within himself. Oh no, he's not homophobic. He's not homosexual, but he had a lot of
There's like
That outlook.
ideologies and things like that.
and I think it was driven through religion, maybe I would say. But my mom was always so supportive. Like I used to like dress her up, even when I was 12. Like I even like remember searching up on YouTube like how to curl hair so that I can like make
Personal
her feel
stylist.
beautiful. No, honestly, it was the case. Like she would go to her work functions and she'd be like, Christian. Like, can you do my hair? And I was like, of course. Like, so I was like on YouTube, like, how to curl hair. You know? I'll be like, oh, love that dress.
Yeah.
And I guess like that's a big factor as to why like I'm so confident in my skin right now. In regards to religion, I've always been like, even to this day, like I love God so much, and I actually had to learn to separate religion and God because they're two different things. Well, personally to me, they're two different like things, and religion is kind of how you praise God, if that makes sense.
I do agree with the separating God and religion thing, because religion now comes a lot to traditions, I'd say, and like that's more like our human traditions and what we personally believe.
You get comfortable.
You get comfortable in religion for sure, as opposed to understanding what your relationship with God is meant to look like or meant to be. And I definitely agree with that kind of like separation of that. But I see how religion is still definitely rooted in like principles and things like that do stand test of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that support was still there. Like,
it always was. My family's so supportive of me. My extended family definitely had to learn a lot.
that's what I was gonna say. What about that? Like those external factors or influences and those peripheral kind of people.
I'll be honest. Like when I was younger, I think because obviously there's like a natural like power abuse type of situation with like older generations and younger generations. But I actually handled it really well. Look, I was a people pleaser in high school, but with that, I achieved a lot. Like I got like so many awards in high school. I was like school captain. I was school captain at in Holy Family. School captain at Holy Family, school captain in Dufton College. Like it was I was achieving a lot, but it was all for my mum. And instead I think they really respected that even though I was queer, I also achieved a lot. So I kind of abused that I don't know if it's power, but I abused those.
Played it to your advantage.
Yeah, I used it to my advantage to like kind of make them realize that even though I'm queer, like it doesn't invalidate like how great I am. You know what I mean? But yeah, everyone's so supportive now. Even my family, like they see that out of like, no offense to my entire family, but like out of all of us, like I'm kind of doing something with my life. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm creating a lot of impact. Obviously blessed about that because that's a choice and I choose to do that. But yeah, it's good.
That's
All right,
awesome.
educate me. So you say you're queer. Like, what is that specific? Like what do you
Queer?
identify as? Like, is it just gay? Is it something
Oh
else? You know
yes.
what I mean?
I for a while I was going by he they.
Okay.
But I think like recently, I think I'm going back. Like I feel like I'm resonating with he him. My pronouns. Queer, from what I've been told, queer is a lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you say that, Nicole? Oh, wait, shit.
Nicole queer too?
Yeah, Nicole
I mean,
identifies as
you can come jump on mic if you wanted to.
Can't
It's just,
explain.
I'm good.
I would say queer is a lifestyle, but it is also something you can identify with.
Yep.
Like because you might not necessarily have like
The answer.
you might not necessarily like labels,
Right.
so you can say queer.
I see what
Queer is like an umbrella term.
Right. So I'm
Okay,
just
yeah,
part of this
that
community.
makes sense.
Yeah.
essentially.
Also, just know that this is like just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Whatever I say, mind your business.
Shout out to that media training.
Whatever I
There's no
say.
rules. We're writing them right now.
Whatever I say is my personal
Yeah.
preference, but I'm open to being educated further.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, queer is a lifestyle,
Right.
and I think like even allies can be queer. I'm pretty sure because it's a lifestyle. It's you can support because you could be living like that queer experience through being in the environment, the space of like queer people,
But not
supporting
necessarily
queer people,
identify.
but not necessarily attracted to the same sex or yeah.
I mean,
So-
in a world where like, because constantly I'm finding out new things or hearing new things, how do you perceive
How do I not get cancelled?
one?
Okay, first of all, we're gonna open this space because it's good to
Yeah.
like. I honestly, I feel like personally, I feel like I'm a great person to ask these questions for because
For sure.
I don't take things too deeply.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm honestly open to helping people further understand the topic of queerness and
That's
yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
please feel free to like.
Yeah.
I'm opening.
Shout
this
out.
space,
I like
okay?
that.
Because yeah, my question was gonna be like, how have you perceived people's reactions to things changing, right? So when I say people's reactions, I mean like someone like myself who doesn't fully have all those answers or understandings of like just how things are constantly changing. Where do you see like the world kind of like sits in terms of understanding and acceptance with that? Because so many things just keep like changing, and I'm hearing like, I think it's because people are taking their time to fully understand how to express themselves. So it's going to be evolving and changing and things like that, right? So no answers were set from the very beginning. So yeah, what is your perception of people's acceptance or like understanding of these type of things? Do you understand where people's questions kind of come from, or like confusions, or is it like this is what I believe, or this is what people believe, just accept it, just to understand it?
Okay. Well, I guess like firstly, I'm just gonna say like you only know what you know. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, but I think in just moving with respect, because I'm not asking you to respect my opinion, but accept it. Like, I mean, wait.
Accept.
The flip, yeah.
I know, sorry. I think it's the other way around. Yeah, I'm not asking you to
Accept.
I'm not telling you to understand it.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like for what it is.
Or like at least respect it.
Respect it.
Respect
But
it,
I think just accept it. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to rebuttal it. Just take it for what it is. But also, wait, hang on, let me think about this.
Because I was gonna ask, like, what does that look like in a world where, like, because people grow up on what, like you said, you know what you know. Like, you grow up on like your traditions or what has been passed down, or even just what you've exposed yourself to, right? So, like, I can see how people start doing mental gymnastics when it's like, okay, but I just don't understand what you're trying to like share with me or your point of view.
Yeah.
People also find it hard to accept when they don't understand.
That's the thing. Because like even I can like be honest right now. Back then, pronouns was something to me. I was like, oh my god, like why do we have pronouns? Like it's like it's so difficult. Like, but then when you actually dive into the world and understand, like take the time to understand a person that is them they, and like non-binary and stuff like that, you go, oh my god, like okay, I get it. I get it now, and now I have a whole new mindset, and it's actually much more easier to move forward with they them pronouns or non-binary, the non-binary spectrum of things. Like you, and then it goes back to you only know what you know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You have to really like go into these spaces with an open mind and just respect how people navigate through life. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way you'll understand it.
Yeah. How do you handle those situations where it's like you do come across someone who's, because people can be ignorant sometimes and people can be like disrespectful. It's like they try and force their own, well, what would you even say? So let's just say you explain something to someone and then they'll be like, well, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. Or
Like
whatever,
their own
whatever.
values and stuff.
Like how do you manage those type of conversations with people?
Honestly, like, honestly, at the end of the day, like, you sit with your issues.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think another part of my mindset is like I've been listening to this book called like the 4 Agreements.
I have heard of this.
Yeah,
Yes.
and one of the agreements is like don't take anything personally because like your projections are your projections, not my issue.
Yeah.
So like, if you're gonna come to me with like that mindset and not try to understand my world, keep it to yourself, babes. Like I don't need this. I don't need your energy. I don't need this issue. Like I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
But you fight your demons.
Right, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, this is relevant because I was reading this yesterday or 2 days ago or something. But again, it's a bit tough because it's like I just want your opinion on this. But it's like it's her story. But Demi Lovato,
Yep.
not transition.
Oh, she changed her pronouns
changed her
back
pronouns
to she,
they,
her.
them, and now she's like I'm back to she, her.
Yep.
Obviously, she can do that. Like that's her choice. But it's like, what like it sounds dumb the question, but it's like how many times can you choose
Do
to
that.
shift or like as in could someone be in a constant life of I'm between this and then I'm this and I'm this for their whole life?
Yeah, because you gotta remember, like you're not the same person in one stage of your life. You're always changing constantly. Like even me in the beginning, like I was going by he they because I didn't like being called man. Do you know what I mean? And I think I associated with like toxic masculinity and everything.
Yeah.
And then now I'm comfortable in like lately I've been really comfortable in my masculine energy that I'm like, okay, still don't like being called man because I don't resonate with the word man, but I am okay with boy or he, him. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Okay, then just like, I think
Yeah.
we're friends now. Like, so,
So I think we're friends now.
because like when I come in, like I'm like I greet you, I'm like, hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, do you prefer for me not to do that,
Oh.
or is it kind of like whatever?
But it's not that deep to
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest. But if you're like, you are a man, I'm like, oh, relax, bro. Like, but you know, at the end of the day, like how you choose to live your life is how you choose to live your life, and that's none of my business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can only tell you, like,
Fair.
and like I said, you don't have to. Oh my god, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Respect it and accept it. Do you know what I mean? Respect it and accept it. But if you're coming here with the motives of like telling me who I should be, like, bro, fight your own demons. Stop projecting on me. You know what I mean? But I did see that article, and I love you, Demi Lovato. Like, what? You live your best life, babes. But yeah, like I said, you're going through different. Like, who I was in in primary school is not who I am today. You know what I mean? And how I identified in primary school is not how I identify today. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't read that article. What was the reaction like? Like, what were people saying?
It was mixed.
Kind
Some
of
people, I mean, like anything. Some people are like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Some people, it's for me. What's confusing is like with there's people within the queer community that are like, yeah, that's cool, and then there's some that are like,
Oh, within the
yeah.
community.
But I mean, like any community, once there's gonna be
There's
people at
gonna-
odds
yeah.
regardless. So
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Honestly, like I said, you only know what you know.
Yeah.
The people that hate on it is probably because they don't understand it or don't take the time to understand it.
Did you feel like you had to educate your friends at the start, and how did you also go on about educating them about this?
Honestly, like if it was something that I was uncomfortable with, obviously I would say it, but I'm not gonna force it on them.
Yeah.
Like, you choose to understand, but I'm gonna choose which direction I go after this. Because if you're gonna like rebuttal how I feel, I'm not gonna resonate with you anymore. You know, it's literally going back to like law of attraction. If you're not aligning with my attraction, then I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? And again, that's my choice.
Yeah.
How
You have
has
a
like
choice.
support changed in terms of like anyone who holds certain beliefs that I guess are very strongly against what, or at least like aren't in strong support of like who you are now? Has that support in terms of like friends and things like that, has that changed in any way where it's like kind of in terms of what you're saying now, like shit, some people have had to like shed off? Has there been anything else like people that have been really close to you that you've actually had to, you know, distance in any kind of way?
Never, to be honest. I think like even in high school, I was actually so expressive with like my queer identity. Obviously, I wasn't as educated back in high school, but I am much more educated now. But in high school, I guess like being myself, like I attracted the people that understood the way I moved in the world, if that makes sense. So no one was homophobic. Like, if you could obviously tell that I was queer, you know what I mean? And if you didn't agree, you would stay away. But if you agreed, I would attract that. Do you know what I mean? So everyone that like I met in high school has always been so nice to me and accepting and supportive. So I don't think I have. I think the only thing was like maybe like my biological father, but that was it.
That's all.
Other than
Also,
that,
the support system around you, your friends, your family, you know, you had a strong support system there. But what about in the music industry? How was that like?
oh fuck, that's a good question. It's tough. I'll be honest. Like, I don't even think I'm like too deep into it to like actually fully understand it yet. But I guess like in what I'm gonna say is like all I know so far. It's tough. I feel like it's still a emerging topic in the music industry. Like, we only got right now probably Little Nas X and Saucy Santana.
Saucy.
Saucy Santana like is actually doing really well right now. And like shout out to both of them for, I guess, like disrupting the status quo. Disruption. No, honestly, like I actually went to like a little workshop recently in Full Ballroom in Sydney, and I was talking to a pioneer. Oh, one of the. Sorry, I don't know if they're a pioneer, but
I guess heavily involved in the scene.
yeah,
right
she's
now,
very heavily involved in ballroom, and she's also a trans woman, and she was talking about us as queer people are sacred bodies, and we're born. Our objective in life is to live as our truest selves. Truest selves. Yeah. But we're also born to disrupt status quo. And in saying that, I really like applaud Lil Nas X and Saucy Santana for doing what they're doing, because if they weren't doing what they were doing, I wouldn't be here right now, like doing my music as well. You know what I mean? And I hope that with what they're doing, I can also carry on that flow of disruption through here in Australia, here in Nam. Because like you said, you never know who's watching, right? You never know who's watching, and there's probably like younger kids that are watching me do what I do right now, and I hope that they live through me if they can't do it for themselves, and I hope they do it to the point where they can do it for themselves. Wow, that was so deep.
I was gonna say, like,
Love you.
due to your like your personality and your expression of self, do you? I mean, this is a dumb question, like as well.
No,
but like,
it's fine.
do you feel that people are gravitating a lot more to like you and your personality, or like the art of your music as well?
Good question.
Huh? Yeah. Like, what do you think people are more so gravitating? You might know what people are thinking, I guess, obviously, but what do you feel like, that people are gravitating towards more?
Because you got good personality as well.
Yeah.
So people, you know what I mean? Is it you or is it the music?
Yeah. Because if there are people like living through you in terms of like how they express and how they identify, and then seeing you do that, then that's something that they could gravitate towards, or do you feel like more people are gravitating for like the art of the music as well?
Wow, thank you for asking that question. That's actually really good.
Wasn't a bad question.
10 points. No. It's like he's a 4, but he asks us big questions.
Right, okay.
No. Honestly, I think it's a bit of both, because like I don't necessarily think like a straight person would understand my lyrics, but like a queer person will. Do you know what I mean? Fricks, that's a good question.
A straight person could sing along all the time, right?
Yeah. we love the allies. We love the allies. Actually, I want to hear it to believe it. No, honestly, I really do think I think it's both.
Yeah.
I really do think it's both.
What do you want them to gravitate
That's a good. Yeah, that's another good follow-up. Yeah, what do you actually want people to gravitate towards? You can say both because that's a cop out. But yeah, what do you want them to actually come towards it?
It's so crazy because I feel like a lot of my personality is enrooted into my music. Like,
it does have to come from somewhere ultimately.
Yeah,
right? So,
like I can't just be like writing music about shit that I don't actually relate to.
Yeah,
do you know what I
facts,
mean?
facts.
Like a lot of the things that I write, I actually feel, but like it's a part of my personality. I don't know.
No, Dick.
But I was gonna say, you know how there is some artists where it's like, I don't like you, but I like your music.
Yeah,
Bro, for me, Lil Yachty's like that. I hate the music, but
But
I
you
love
love
I
him?
like the guy, man. The guy's sweet.
Yeah.
I love Little Yachty.
His music's kind of nice. Though.
Oh, that's you.
Oh wow, that's great.
That's it. It's not
But
fun.
yeah,
Little
that's-
Yachty, did you
that's
hear
a
that?
good example.
Just burn that bridge, right? We can never get him on that.
Cancel. No, I'm joking. No, honestly, okay, your question, I really hope they, I think I would like them to like my personality, because I feel like with that, they would like the music. Don't you reckon?
No,
It's quiet.
yeah, I can see how it can.
Back talk.
Because again, going back, there is people that that I like. Again, I like them, but I don't like their music, and I like their music, but I don't like them as well.
That's a tricky question. I feel like because it's like external from myself.
Yeah. That's why I said it's probably also hard to answer because you
Yeah.
don't know what.
And yeah, I mean, like, I feel like regardless if you like the music or you like my personality, it's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's actually very true.
Like,
I mean, the good thing is if they do like you and not your music, at least you can kind of go far with that. Like, no matter what projects you do, they're gonna follow that because they like you. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest in saying that, like, the process of my music so far has been like addictive melodies, like very radio pop, like influence. But the stuff that I've been making recently, like, is very much more deeper.
Okay,
Yeah.
So like lyrically more deeper than like Batty Bottoms or Coffee and Sex. Do you know what I mean?
Is that unreleased, that
Yeah.
one? Or?
Oh, Coffee and Sex is on SoundCloud, but Batty Bottoms is my first actually
Actual release, yeah.
actual release on all platforms. But the music that I'm making right now is much more deeper because I think I've used those tracks to kind of like grab the attention of people. And now I'm doing music to help them understand who I am as an artist, if that makes sense.
Have you always been like very open and like just, because I guess, through your music, you said you get deeper into thoughts and explaining and stuff. Have you always been that type of person, or is it just like, oh, once I start doing music, I have to open myself to having those conversations through, lyrics and all of that?
I actually feel like I'm more a wholesome person. I'm very attracted to like people's like energy and music wise though, Batty Bottoms is very like sexually driven, and I think a big part of that is because in person I personally don't think I'm a sexually expressive person, because I associate sex with privilege, as in like not everyone has privilege or access to my body like that, if that makes sense. And so I think music is a platform for my expression sexually, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah,
That
no,
does
it
make
does.
sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does make sense. Yeah.
And
Sorry. Okay.
yeah, and I guess like within doing that, so many other people feel liberated and empowered, especially queer people, because it's like coming from a queer person. Do you know what I mean? That they can actually like really resonate with. Yeah, I think that's.
This might be very like ignorant of me, but like when you like a lot of art, and at least from what the outside, right? Like a lot of art or like content or conversation that comes from like the scene, right? It seems like it's very like sexually driven, or like how do you not fit into like just the mold of what most people would perceive as like the type of art that you'd be creating, based on the type of individual that you are and like how you express yourself? Like how do you separate just doing what is going to gravitate towards people, or what people are expecting you to kind of make, or like the kind of content that people expect you to make, and then doing what you want to do, right? Because like I'm saying, like from the outside, looks like a lot of content that's created from like that scene, or like people who identify in that, or like express or live that kind of lifestyle, is very like sexually driven, sexually
Or at least the only
orientated.
stuff that's successful from that
Comes
scene,
out in that kind of way, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, how do you not feel like a sellout in terms of doing what you want to do if like it's kind of different to what the scene is like more so putting out? But then
Right.
how do you also still hold on to that like support or tap into that avenue?
Okay, I hope I answered this correctly, but personally, I write for myself. Like, I don't think you'll ever get to the point where like the audience can dictate what I write, because my art is my art. That's my baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna tell me how to express myself? But I get what you're saying. But I think also from what I understand and from what I've heard, like sex does sell.
Yeah.
But I can assure you right now that like that is not my motive. As a queer person, I'm sexually suppressed. Suppressed, yeah, growing up. You know what I mean? Like not everyone understands. I had to kind of suppress it because like being queer is a tough thing growing up. And when you have no one around you that can be an example for you, it's tough. Like it's really tough. No one understands you. You don't even know if it's right or wrong. So I suppressed it. And now I'm at a point where I'm so confident in my skin, like I feel like I have to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not even a choice. It's like I have to do it so that people that feel alone in the world can listen to it and be like, there's a person out there that is going through the same things as me, and I'm not up by myself. Like this is a normal feeling, and there are other people experiencing this right as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
So I do understand what you're saying, because like it can be a choice. I'm not gonna speak on like the hetero experience because I'm not hetero, but I can only tell you how I go about my life and how I go about my art and my expression. Just know that like every track, like Batty Bottoms is only one part of my life.
Yeah.
There's so many other parts. Like there's the next song that I'm working on is like my experience with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gets, that's what I mean by like it gets deeper.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everybody can relate to sex. Do you know what I mean? Like even queer people, like sex is a big part of queer life. Do you know what I mean? So that obviously use that because everybody can within empowering myself, I empower others. And so the next thing will be like going a bit deeper, like my experiences with my family. There's even stuff about like making my bag. There's even stuff about like Coffee and Sex is about sex workers because sex work is a big part of queer culture. There's a lot of trans women that can only really do sex work because that's as much as like it. I don't want to speak too much on it because I'm not a trans person, but from what I know and from like the friends that I work with, that's kind of the only field that really feeds them. Do you know what I mean? Like financially.
That's what I was going to ask because it's like it seems very, very like sexually oriented and that's where a lot of, that's like I don't want to speak to what is actually going on, but that's what the kind of content that comes out or like the conversation that come out, it's always like very sexually driven and things like that. And maybe that's where the conversation, I guess, starts off on the wrong foot because a lot of people who don't necessarily understand are coming into the conversation only from what is seeing, like what you see from the outside and like attacking those things or having conversations about those aspects of things. But you're expressing to us like it's a whole like lifestyle and there's a whole other range of things involved with that. So
sorry, I also wanted to bring up that like growing up, I was always sexualized by straight people. Personally, like,
wait, for their sake or just because they're assuming that you're a sexual person?
Well, because you like not you. Sorry, that was so rude.
No,
queer like straight people, like and again, I'm speaking from my personal experience. Use. I'm not gonna say use. That's so rude. Straight people sexualized me, as in like they associate me being gay with sucking. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of like, what I'm asking.
Yeah. So like, you already did it to me before I did it to myself. I mean, I didn't even do it for myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be in the bathrooms and they'll be like, "Oh, you're looking at me," but really, I'm getting ready to fight if you come for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you think I'm looking at you, but really, I'm like facing the wall and. The moment you try to fight me, I'm gonna get ready to fight you.
Sight.
You know what I mean? Like it's such an assumption.
Yeah, that's weird.
And in saying that, like with Batty Bottoms and the sexual songs, it's like I'm taking that power back, and I'm choosing to be sexual now. Do you know what I mean? Instead of you sexualizing me.
Yeah, that's deep.
It is deep.
Yeah.
And so that's why like with Batty Bottoms, like obviously like Batty Bottoms was like. It's a internal like queer topic because it's about like being where it came from was like I was talking to a guy and he was like in the dealer and he was like bottom shaming me and stuff like that because it's like top bottom verse whatever, but external from that it's like liberating because we're taking the power back and we're choosing to be sexy. Do you know what I mean? Instead of being sexualized.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like sorry to interrupt.
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
wap. It's like wap. Do you know what I mean? Like it's different.
Right,
like we enjoy it because it's like females being sexual, not being sexualized. It's a different perspective.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Do you think people kind of get that concept when they're rapping to it? And
And
are you okay with the fact that they don't get it?
I'm not okay with it, but you deal with your issues.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the people that get it, get it.
Yeah.
The girls that get it, get
The
it.
girls
It's
again.
literally
The girls
what
that
came to mind.
don't.
No.
And girls as in men too. You know what I mean?
I say that phrase on a regular for no reason at all. I said it to you yesterday.
Yeah, did that kind of make sense?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
feel
no,
what you're
that does
saying.
make sense.
I guess like on a follow on from that, right? Damn it, yo, my brain has been shocking lately, yo. Okay. When a lot of people talk about like liberation and like freedom and things like that, most of the time it is mostly pointed or targeted towards like sexual liberation or sexual freedom and like you know how we're saying like we're in a lot more free world, a lot more expressive world. It always still comes back to like for the most part like like sex and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Like being able to freely express those things.
Mm-hmm.
Is that representative of what people are really like thinking about when it comes to freedom? Is that like synonymous with the word freedom for most people, or like, sorry? Like, I'm trying to figure out how to ask this.
No.
in a
I
smarter
think
way.
I think I know what you're saying.
Like, would you say like that's most people's mentality when it comes to like me finally being able to be free? Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Is that like the first step in the progression to freedom, or is that really just what most people are? Is that the ultimate step? Is that where people are really just trying to go with, like being able to be free? Like,
I think like
obviously you don't speak for everyone, like
No,
just
yeah,
because we're having this
that's-
conversation.
That's
now.
so
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I think like from a queer perspective, it is because like sex is a big part of our love life. Do you know what I mean? And usually the homophobia comes from that specific like topic. It's like that you're sleeping with the same sex. Do you know what I mean? So freedom with that for a queer person seems about right. Would you say? Whereas like and I think also maybe for women as well to an extent, men might be a different
Big
situation
for a hot minute.
because I'll be straight up, like from my perspective, this is a man's world. And it's really easy for a man to sexually express himself, whereas speaking, I think when you relate it back to like history, women were suppressed or like told how to be, and then after that, queer people were told how to be. And now we're in a world where like freedom of speech is such a great. It's encouraged more now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, yo. I'm like
No.
trying to think of the words to like really describe like how.
That's how you know this
how
ain't no
I feel.
scripted conversations as well,
Yeah,
man, because it's figuring out on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw you nodding your head. Would you agree with that? Like as a woman,
But,
sorry, I
I was
don't.
like,
wanna
yeah,
speak-
totally.
I don't want to speak from like a
No,
woman's
I do
perspective.
agree. Definitely, like if we just see in time and history, it's like women were told, okay, this is the time to be sexy.
Yeah,
This is the time to hide it away.
yeah.
You know, when-
And would you say? Sorry to interrupt,
No, no,
darling.
go.
Would you say that your sexual life was dictated by? At that time, maybe like women's sexual life was dictated by men.
Like back then,
Yeah.
back in,
To this day.
yeah, I think they were definitely like used as, what would you say? As if they're like in a show type of thing. It's like, okay, we're gonna give you a stage. Like here you go. Like like your Marilyn Monroe and stuff. I mean, she really did take that power
Power
to
back,
herself, and she
yeah.
really was like, okay, you know what?
She
I'm
used
not
it to
gonna.
her advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not gonna let you guys dictate. When I'm gonna be sexy and stuff. But I do agree in terms of like, it was more, if you're a wife, be a wife. If we want you to be sexy, this is the time for you to be sexy. Step out, dress nice.
Yeah.
When you're out with me in public, that's when I want you to like, look your best because other
Yeah.
men are looking.
It's giving
type
very
of
much
thing.
trophy.
Yeah,
like,
trophy.
You're
Yeah,
a
yeah.
trophy.
Yeah, definitely, literally.
Yeah.
Whereas, now it's nice to see that women are like,
Taking that.
yeah,
power
taking
back.
it back, and exactly what
Yeah.
you said, and that's why I agree in terms of like, I'm not gonna let you sexualize me. If
Yeah.
I want to be sexy, I'm gonna
be sexy.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like the girls and the gays like really get it because it's an issue that we've had to deal with growing up. Like I said, I never sexualized myself. Like when I think gay, I think relationship. But when straight people think gay, specifically men personally, when they think gay, they see dick, if that makes sense. But it's not even the case.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Like,
not wrong.
You
Like,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so like growing up, I was like, fuck, like I'm always like you probably think I'm looking at you in the bathroom, but really I'm getting ready to fight. I'm getting ready to protect myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about because high school, I think now from what I hear, like young people are in a space where it's like how to say, like when we were in high school, because we're all the same age, it's like words were flying around that shouldn't have been flying around, all that kind of stuff. Like anybody who was gay was on the down low, right? Nowadays, I think like kids are open in high school and stuff, and like for the most part, people are okay with that. I'm sure it's some challenges and all that, but for like a queer person going through high school at that time, was it like are all the queer people aware of each other, but like without everyone else knowing?
The ones that are out, yeah.
Like okay, so some were like just
Yeah,
out.
because I feel like there's definitely like a thing called like straight acting, and yeah, I remember I was probably like one of the, like back in high school, there was like probably 3 of us that were out.
Oh, okay.
That's like, but the rest I don't even really know about, to be honest. Yeah. Wait, what?
No, I think, yeah.
I think, yeah. Yeah, I think we were aware of each other because obviously we had to like kind of create our own little like.
Yeah.
I think we were aware of each other. We probably didn't hang out with each other, but we were aware of
Silent,
each other.
like, you know.
Let me tell you this: if someone was picking on them,
Mods, yeah,
I
you're in.
definitely would have I would have spoken up for them.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, in high school, I was very confident. I had a really good, like I said, I had a supportive family, so it was really easy for me to kind of like walk with my chest and everything. Had I probably had a family that wasn't as encouraging, I probably would have been a bit quieter. Do you know what I mean? But I had to do that because I had to set the standard of like how I wanted to be treated.
Yeah.
Because if I treated myself there, like this level, they would treat me at that level.
You teach people how
Yeah.
you want to be
What's
treated.
No.
I was gonna change
yeah.
something, but yeah. What's the family reaction when they hear Batty Bottoms?
Oh my god, my mum loves it. I'll be honest, like I have like a pole in my room. I have a pole in my garage, and my mom's just so supportive. My mom's so cute. My stepdad hasn't heard it. I hope he doesn't hear it. But they're so supportive of everything. My sister blasts it in the car. My brothers go, "Come grab it, Daddy, come grab it."
That is right there.
Daniel, thank you so much, Daniel.
Every day,
No,
bro.
you know what? First of all, salute. I praise you. Thank you so much. Like to the allies, we love you, allies. Honestly, thank you so
On
much.
that real quick, obviously when you're performing it, it's gone off. You know, I can see the people's reaction, they're loving it. Do you feel the pressure of releasing another single like that? Because now you're going from that, now you want to go a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
Do you feel like the pressure of like, I don't think they're ready for this, or you know what I mean?
honestly, like I said prior, like to your question earlier on, at the end of the day, this is my art.
Yeah.
Like the moment I decide to like make art for someone external to myself, I feel like I've lost it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is my art. You move with me. I'm not gonna move for you.
Yeah.
Like how that's so shit. Like if
I
you
like
create
that.
art for other people,
others,
external
yeah.
to yourself, you lose it. It's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just honestly, I'm just gonna keep moving because this is what makes me happy. And like I said, within doing it and empowering myself, I empower others.
Yeah.
So you move with me or you don't, and then it is what it is.
That's such a good mentality because I think we see people kind of go off the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
for
like,
sure.
okay, you guys like this? I'm gonna do another one.
I will
Yeah.
say though, it is a bit tough
Yeah.
because when you actually have like a label and stuff, you have to ensure everybody's getting paid.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
so like streaming is definitely a big option. But I think if you're an artisan, look, I'm just talking for what I know because I'm obviously not there yet. I will be, but I'm not there yet.
Sure.
Like you have to kind of I feel like if you find the balance, that's like the best thing.
Yeah.
Like if I was in that situation, I can find the balance of making art for myself, but also ensuring that my team are fed.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that's a big factor is that you have to drop radio hits that make big bank because you have a team behind you. It's not only you getting fed now.
Facts.
And that's why I love my team. Like shout out to Nicole and Davina because
Shout out
like
Nicole, shout out to Vina,
every time, yeah, legit. Every time I do a show, I'm always thinking about, okay, how can I ensure that we're getting the value of our show gets bigger and bigger because I want to ensure that my dancers are fed. Soon I'm going to probably have a DJ on board with me. Ensure that like Nicole and Davina are fed. It's not always just about myself. Do you know what I mean?
How did you guys all link up?
Yeah.
You, Nicole, Davina.
So crazy. I met Nicole back like in high school. I think I was like 17 at the time. We used to dance for a crew called K-Star on the West Side. Shout out K-Star. So that's how we met. And then Davina, actually, we were on socials. We were on social. We were friends on social media for like a while, and we only met at the start of this year,
Oh, wow.
like properly. And I'm a big believer of like things happen for a reason. And I feel like we didn't meet during like back then.
Yeah.
We were meant to meet now as the people we are today.
Yeah.
And then Nicole jumped on board to manage me, and then Davina jumped on board as marketing under Gamma Maid,
Right.
and Nicole for matriarch.
That's awesome.
And yeah, now we're here.
Yeah.
It's literally, I think it happened during June, so it hasn't been that long at all.
Damn.
But we've done so
Wow.
much.
Yeah.
Like
You guys are doing
working
overtime
hard,
all the
yeah.
time.
we really are.
Literally.
Like
Every time
we.
you
I'm
guys-
telling you
guys
right now,
working,
like
working.
there's never a dull moment. Like we have to. This is important. As much as this is a passion project, there's a lot of impact happening in regards to this movement. It's very pivotal, especially like for queer people. So, yeah, I'm really happy that I have a team behind me that is so supportive of my expression and my art. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited
I
for
was
you.
gonna say, like, would you go under a record label, or like, what's the difference between that and you getting managed by Nicole and Divino?
Well, a record label is funding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
the
fund
projects.
everything, where management is just like, you know, how like all jobs and stuff go through Nicole.
Like networking.
Yeah,
The whole
where labels
opportunities,
is more like for money and whatnot.
Would you consider going under like a record label?
If it serves my values, then yeah, I will. But if it doesn't serve my values, it is what it is. Like for example, if they came up to me and were like, okay, we're gonna give you a whole different team, I'll be like, no.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Can't
It's like, first of all, they don't know me.
I was trying to get rid of
exactly.
Nicole or what?
I'll be like, if Nicole and Davina, Chantal, like my dancers, my DJ, if they can't come with me,
I don't want it.
then go away.
Yeah.
Because like I hope to get to the point where like I can financially support my art
Yeah.
by myself, which is most likely gonna happen soon. And then I'm gonna be like, what can you offer me that I'm not doing for myself?
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a dope position to be in, by the way, because
Yeah.
like you're grabbing them by the balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, that's actually what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, but I really hope it gets to the point where, you know, they support my values as a queer
Yeah.
person and don't just look at me as like a product.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, in doing this, there's a lot of impact, and if you're not supporting that, like, what's the point of doing this?
Yeah.
yeah,
And I don't want it to get to the point where it's a chore.
yeah.
Like, this is my passion project. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
my baby.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, do you feel like you can reach that full potential here, or is it like something you have to travel overseas to try and like do?
I definitely think yes. Overseas is cute, but it's like
You say it's cute.
That's your word.
yeah,
by the way.
it's cute. I was like,
kept
oh,
saying it,
cute. It's cute. But I do feel like if I can do it here, I can do it anywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but like at the end of the day, like these are my people, my community. Like if I gotta start with my community first, and if I can establish that, I can establish anything else. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like I'm gonna die. Like might as well make it. I'm gonna die. I might as well.
At the
might
end
as-
of the day,
Sorry, that was a bit like extra.
Wow, just right there. It's the reality of life, though, man. It's just the facts. Did he
Let me
lie?
just knock on wood. No, I mean like
I don't
I'm
know
gonna.
if it's wood, bro.
I can't. I don't want to live too much in the future. I gotta live in the present, and right now in the present is my community.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna focus on this first, and then hopefully,
See
the
what it
long-term
takes,
goal
yeah.
will definitely be international.
yeah.
I would love to do it.
There is no like better feeling than like selling out a show in your own hometown
Yeah.
type of thing. So that would.
Apparently, no better.
Speaking from experience.
What's going on here?
No.
So I was just gonna say before we wrap things up, what do you want July to be known for?
I want July to be known for disruption.
yeah.
Of status
Come
quo. No pun intended. Disruption, empowerment, liberation, not only for queer people, like the queer community, but also for Pacifica community, because there's a lot of, I want to empower my people. There's not much representation, so I really want to represent my people. And I also want to be known for impact. I really hope to leave this earth knowing I changed something or changed someone's life. Do you know what I mean? I want to live this life as great as I can.
Yeah.
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 I think it's been really interesting to like talk to you and just hear your opinions and your lifestyle, because I mean, as like growing up in a Christian as a straight guy as well, like coming to terms in like a ever-changing world and like trying to reconcile how I relate with just people, but also still hold on to like my faith is definitely it's a challenge, I guess, obviously, and it's like a constantly evolving like relationship that we have to like develop with people. And I think your openness to our questions and like my ignorant questions, if there were anything, it's like
I promise you, it
wasn't
ignorant at all. Like I said, this is a safe space.
Yeah.
You know, like ask me whatever you want. I'm like probably the best person to do it with. I'm not gonna take anything too personal. It's fine. I mean, unless you were like, unless you were like you. Like, first of all, I'll jump over this table and beat your ass. Well, I was also gonna say like I really love it too because like my relationship with God is really strong too, and I actually pray to God in the form of journal entry. So that's why I said like I really love it because I love I love God. You know what I mean? So I love that we can talk about that. Thank you, God, for all the blessings.
Thank you.
Amen. Shout out to you.
Hey, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for listening. Thank you for
Look
watching.
at him with the man again.
Like
He did it.
See, I'm doing me.
You do you.
You respect me. The girls that get it, get it.
And the girls that don't,
they don't. And now, thank you for joining us for another episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow July as well.
There we go.
And make sure you send this episode to someone else as well. Thank you for
Share
joining us. Peace out.
Peace and love.
Hey.
Latest.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Time flew.
Wow, thank you
How was
so
that?
much, guys. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. Like my heart feels like.